Matt Pryor officially named as the starting right guard for the Chicago Bears, and Keenan Allen returns to practice. Me and Bobby going to talk about it and what it can mean for the Chicago Bears in their upcoming Week 4 matchup right after this.
Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got Bobby, myself, Haize in the building today for a breaking news update on everything. So, Matt Pryor, who got the nod over Nate Davis, but they cited due to Nate Davis having an injury, has now officially just been named as the starting right guard going forward. How you feeling about that move there, Bobby?
Feeling good about it. Look, he ain't had the best game, but he wasn't terrible. He played solid, in my opinion. I think as the season goes along, you hope that he can go ahead and improve and be a little bit more solid or a little bit more efficient in the game. But I would say for his first game starting this season for the Chicago Bears, he did everything necessary to prove that he's the rightful guy for the job. I don't give a damn how much you paid Nate Davis. One of the things you can't coach or pay a guy for is that effort. And if the guy that's coming in is giving a little bit more effort out there than the said paid player, you give him the job, regardless if you're giving up that money. You're getting ready to cut your losses on that situation anyway. And the number one priority is protecting your prized possession. That's Caleb Williams. So if Nate Davis ain't bought in, to hell with him.
And I mean, that's just what it comes down to. Like, I get it. You gave him the guaranteed money, and because of that, he's not likely to be waived. I know some Bears fans to say, why won't we waive him? Because it wouldn't benefit the Bears at all, theoretically, other than opening up a roster spot, because they still have to pay him $9 million. So that's not going to happen. But I think outside of that, like, you want to go with guys that make sense. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but like when you look at the Bears pass blocking when Matt Pryor was on the field, it's gotten considerably better in those areas. Now, still not great. We still got a lot of things that we need to work on. But much like with Ryan Bates in there, it's been better with Matt Pryor over Nate Davis. And with that, you got to go with the guys that are giving you the best opportunity. And I think once Ryan Bates comes back, Matt Pryor, who's been in a similar scheme to what Shane Waldron's trying to do and may just have a better understanding of where and what to do and use his size in that, you get Ryan Bates, who looked damn good, in my opinion, when he was out there. Once he's able to come back in a few weeks, I think that could be a sign of you starting to move things in the right direction.
I agree with you on that. I think one of the most important things is when Tevin Jenkins talk about the communication of the offensive line. And one point on Ryan Bates, Tevin Jenkins said one of the leaders in the locker room was Ryan Bates. So you show love in that regard. But I also think that the reason why we've seen some steps forward with Matt Pryor is just simply I feel like the communication was better. I know that the Indianapolis Colts didn't send a bunch of blitzes at the Chicago Bears, but I believe for the most part he was able to hold it down. And the communication did look a lot better. So you got to continue to work on that and improve the unit in that regard.
Yeah, got to make the improvements in where you can. So I mean, I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to you got to put your best foot forward. And while we're steady trying to improve, and I know initially Matt Eberflus was a little hesitant to make a change because he wanted to give those guys an opportunity to find their rhythm. You're not going to find rhythm in bullshit. And so at that point, like, I'm sorry, like Nate Davis, at the end of the day, like, you're not bringing it. There's nothing that Nate Davis brings out there when you look at him. Like, he'll have some plays where you're like, well, damn, why aren't you doing that more often? But for the most part, you got to take the totality and where the mean is. And the mean for Nate Davis is in the fucking shitter. Sorry, Dad. I see my dad in here. My bad. I saw you as I was cursing. So, like, you got to improve in that in whatever ways that you can. You got to try to find the best rhythm and get everybody flowing on the right page. And they flowed much better with Matt Pryor out there than Nate Davis. So you got to make that move.
For real, Haize. I didn't see the man Nate Davis miss 4 blocks in one play, bro. You missed 4 blocks in one play, bro. And my thing is with Nate Davis, bro, you too damn big to be afraid of a linebacker coming at you or a little defensive back, bro. That's all I'm saying. I know I shouldn't have. I hope I don't have that problem with Matt Pryor being 6'7" and ready and be a target as he's running towards you, if you know what I mean.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So we'll see what happens there, man. Hopefully, like I said, this is a sign of starting to right things on that offensive line. I've told you guys I want to make sure that I keep prefacing this. There is no just savior coming to save this offensive line. I want to
No.
be clear here. We're just trying to improve it and get it as much better as we can. But like I've told you guys, I know everybody's saying, well, make a trade, go and get one. Ryan Poles may hold on to those draft picks and wait to draft an offensive lineman. So there's the changes to this offensive line are going to come internally. We know they just hosted some offensive lineman workouts. Maybe they find a diamond in the rough coming out of that, but you're not getting no one crazy deal to change this offensive line around. I'm just going to tell you that, right?
I agree with you on that, especially if like you looking around the league, other teams are having their starting offensive linemen go down for the season. And we know, I know it's been like one thing that's been going around with the Baltimore Ravens and their offensive linemen. Trust me, regardless on if people is calling for a guy that's on the bench that's a rookie to be starting more so than the starter that's in line right now, the Ravens still ain't about to give up that offensive line depth. So you are absolutely right. This is the bed we made. This is the bed Ryan Poles made. I don't see too many disgruntled offensive linemen during the season ever. It's more defensive linemen, guys with wide receivers or something like that. Maybe, you don't really see offensive linemen, you know what I'm saying, be dangled around before the trade deadline. So this is the bed. We just got to hope that the coaches coach at least to where they can be above average, because I don't see this line being a great one. But hopefully we can get a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Crimson says Poles is going to hold on to his draft picks. Yeah, like don't overlook the fact that he had one season of trading his draft picks. His first year, he held on to his draft picks outside of trading for Chase Claypool. Like, I'm not saying that he won't be willing to, but you have to have a deal out there. And it's specifically in what you're going to get at an offensive lineman. There are not a lot of teams that are going to be making offensive linemen available. They're just not during the season. They go down too hard. And if you do, the price tag on that is the question there. So that's what you got to look at when you're getting into that. But let's get into the next news. Bobby, Keenan Allen, limited participant in practice today, but it's his first time practicing in over a week. Signs are pointing to Matt Eberflus seems pretty confident that he may be ready to go, but that he seemed confident before and he ended up sitting his ass down. How you feeling about Keenan Allen being returning to practice?
I'm feeling good about it, man. I think that it's going to be a plus to have him on the field if he can do so. You looking at Keenan Allen as one of those guys that can add on to this. We seen in the last game, the coach really focused on DJ Moore. He got some up in that form, and Rome was able to thrive in that. Cole Kmet was able to thrive in that environment. But we know that one thing, and that we talked about a lot during the offseason when Keenan Allen was acquired, that third down converter. That's what he's going to be able to do best. And as long as the Chicago Bears take care of everything what they need to take care of with keeping the yardage manageable on third downs, Keenan Allen should be everything that you paid him for sure.
Yeah, and with Rome, and I think have this time of Rome basically being wide receiver 2 has done nothing but helped you, right? It's helped him and Caleb Williams continue to work on their chemistry. Having a big target like Keenan Allen with the way that he's able to run routes with Caleb Williams going more down field, I think that it's gonna help this offense as much as it can. Like, you want to get all your weapons out there, and we'll see. Now, it's not all great when it comes down to the injury report, because Darrell Taylor didn't practice, Darnell Wright didn't practice, Terrell Smith didn't practice, Zach Pickens, he hasn't practiced basically since the season started. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows on the injury report, but at least we're getting one of our weapons back.
For real, because you think about Taylor, man, he's been doing pretty damn well since he came on to the Chicago Bears. They say it's a little sickness, so hopefully he can let that pass through real quick. But we do know what time of the year we are at, and flu season is definitely kicked off. So we hope that he can get ready and right. The Darnell Wright injury, I'm interested in, because if we got to revert to Karan, I want to see what he can do. Hopefully it's not a detriment to what we trying to build or the step forward we took as an offensive line. Yeah. But I am anxious to see him in some action for sure.
And I mean, Ryan Poles has been very confident in Kieran Amagaja. He just wanted him to have some time and things. And with how Ryan Poles has evaluated offensive linemen, him being very confident in the player may not help anybody be more confident.
Right?
But,
come on, man.
We'll see what happens there. But Kieran is a promising young player on that offensive line, and he may get that call up. So we'll see.
I hope, if he does, I hope he take full advantage of it, because you know what I'm saying, injuries are a part of this league. And that might be a time to where a guy might have to miss a game. and hopefully he could put some good film on there just in case. Hey, maybe we got to do a shuffle one more time. Maybe, I don't know. As long as we get this thing right, though. But I'm pulling for the young man, even if you know what I'm saying. You see him out there shine a little bit. You say, hey, let's bring him in on a swing tackle type of look. You know what I'm saying? We absolutely need to, run some heavy O and pick up these 2-3 yards. Maybe he can come in and be an additional blocker. So, hey, it all counts to me. It all counts.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Listen, get reps. I mean, Keenan Amagaje hasn't really played a whole lot. I think he's checked into one game, maybe. I may be thinking about preseason. So,
yeah,
I mean,
maybe one.
Yeah, so yeah, you gotta see what people are gonna bring, especially when you got players out injured. And yeah, we'll see. They'll have to figure it the hell out.
They will have to figure it out. They absolutely will have to figure it out. They got a winnable game coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Two in a row. Not so confident in how I felt about it entering the season, but it still is a winnable game, and hopefully everybody is looking themselves in the mirror and they be ready to go. Did you hear about the comments from Mercedes Lewis?
No.
My man pretty much, because I forgot which podcast it was, but they pretty much asked him about the rookie experience and allowing time. My man said, bro, I'm only trying to play one more year. I ain't got time to be waiting. And there's other guys in this locker room that ain't got time to be waiting.
Yeah.
He was saying we got to look ourselves in the mirror, get our shit ready to go and go win football games now. Is how he's talking. And I feel it.
Listen, I mean, Pete, I'm sure that the vibe following this team came into the season with expectations to win and not just a few games, right? To compete for a playoff spot. And I'm sure the start of the season and how rocky the offense has been has really made people, kind of wake up some. But hey, go and put it all out there on the field. Y'all want to get better? Go out there and show the fuck out.
That's a fact. And I think it's going to come down to what we talk about the other day, the mental aspect of this team. These guys got to come mentally and ready, prepared. I think one thing I think going to be good for this squad, and more specifically Caleb, you know what I'm saying, to lead the offense, is that they about to be at home for the next 2 games. I think that you know what I'm saying, they took a little trip on the road the last 2 weeks. They should be a little bit more comfortable at home, and I hope they come out more prepared for sure.
Yeah. We'll see, man. Hey, I saw some signs of some things starting to turn around a little bit. Now we just got to see what if they can build off that from last week and start making some of these even stronger aspects of the game. I think that you saw something in Roschon and what he was able to do. You owe that to see if he can do that over a full game. I'm not saying he needs to start necessarily next game, but he has shown you put him out there more, give him more snaps. Got to give Shane Waldron credit. He used Rome. He used Cole Kmet really good in last game. We got to build off that, especially if if Keenan Allen's coming back. So we got some interesting storylines coming into Sunday, and we'll see if the Bears can execute. That's what it comes down to.
It's gonna be interesting for sure. We're gonna be dialed in. We gotta make sure everybody don't crash out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure y'all don't crash out. But Haize, what do you think about the talk that Matt Eberflus said that he had with Swift?
I mean, listen, I'm glad Matt Eberflus is talking to somebody, bro. Like, we heard that he had a conversation with Shane Waldron at 6:30 in the morning Monday after the game. He's talking to DeAndre. Listen, that's your job as a head coach, bro. Right. Like, and I'm sorry, like, I get it. Maybe I have a little bit more hardline stance on it. That's probably why I'm not a coach. I can't coach kids because I'll tell people's kids you suck. Go be better. But you gotta be honest with people because you want the best out of them. And so that conversation needed to happen with DeAndre Swift, bro.
I absolutely agree. And I'm excited for Roschon. Me personally, I thought that Khalil Herbert was gonna rise from the dead. They said they had other plans, and I'm rooting for the guy. I don't give a damn who running the ball at this point. Just pick up yards. To be honest. And Roschon, he's well deserving of it for what he did last week. So build off that and utilize him more. And if DeAndre Swift don't get his shit together, you got to wash your hands with that situation, bro. That's just what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, like one thing that I've always given Matt Eberflus credit for is that he lets players earn their roles. It's not typically been about how much you get paid, where you were drafted at. If you come in, you perform, he's going to roll with you. And I'm sorry, that needs to go to veterans too. I get it. You signed him for 4 years. You gave him a lot of money. A lot of it's guaranteed as well. But listen, if you're not bringing it, You don't deserve, let's be clear. You're 25 years old. You had one breakout season, but it wasn't here for the Bears. If you can't bring that same intensity here and somebody else is bringing it, you can get passed up, my boy.
Facts. Because they already putting out clips on Swift. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. Hey, they gonna break that shit down, and you know us Bears fans, Chicago sports fans, we nuts. We got loose screws. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, listen, bro. I saw Sox fans after winning 2 games be like, yeah, like we lost 105. You're excited about 2 games in a row after a 100-loss season? Bro, Chicago sports fans are different, bro.
We different. Nuts, bro. We a little crazy when it come down to this.
And just like those same people who are like, oh, we shouldn't have traded we shouldn't have drafted Caleb Williams. We should have kept Justin. Let Caleb over these next 2 games have 2 more 300-yard games. It's going to be completely different, bro.
Do you know the conversation right now? We got the skies falling national media and matching with the skies falling fans. It is y'all take some time. Go cook some food, touch some grass, as my man's Haize say. Feel something that's a little mushy. I'm telling you, you won't be wrong. Just do something other than scroll up and down on Twitter.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to chill out a little bit. Go out and touch grass, touch a woman. Some of y'all need to touch. Like, I don't know what this can have consent. Don't nobody take my quote the wrong way. Please, because the last thing I need is somebody be like, "Hey, so we go and touch a woman." Come on,
Chicago Bears Central told me to do it. We ain't tell you to do nothing.
Exactly. We ain't tell you to do nothing. Incels. Oh, all right, let's get up out of here. You guys can follow us at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Bears Central at gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We'll see y'all tomorrow.